Hello everybody, this is David McDonald coming to you live from the DMD Creator Studio, and today we are going to talk about some of the key technological devices I feel are needed to run a successful real estate business. So again, we're going to talk about the top technologies that I feel will help you run an efficient business in real estate and provide top service to your clients. We're going to start off with my all-time favorite, the iPad Pro. So last year, I found myself selling homes to clients that I have known for a number of years. So I went through like 6 different notebooks to find additional meeting notes, and I immediately knew it was time to change my note-taking system. So same thing happened when I took notes for seminars, coaching sessions, etc. I wasn't able to find them, or it took me a really long time to find them. So I love to write, and I am an historian by trade and prospective law student, right? Sometime in the future, potentially, right? And so I'm a huge fan of the notepad, and I think it's so important to actually use a notepad. And actually before this, I would go through about 10 to 12 notepads per year. Can you believe that? I think that note-taking is very important and obviously helps you with the overall flow of running a successful real estate business and remembering things. So I tried the new Microsoft Surface, the new that just come out, and I was not very happy with it. On a beginner level, I wasn't able to figure out how to use a different internet browser, and I felt like the processing speed was lacking. And saving documents in different folders was like watching ice melt. It was almost like I was restricted only to their apps and only their products. I did research on the Samsung Pad, and I wasn't a huge fan of that. So then I went back to Apple, yes. And I can tell you now, I will never look back. I'm a huge Apple fan, and I really like the functionality. And I'm a creator. I like to make content, edit videos, photos, and I think the Mac is really good for people who like to do those kind of things. Disclaimer. Now, I want to be clear. I am not knocking on any of those other tablets that are out there. I just don't feel like they worked for me. After all, I am a Bill and Melinda Gates scholar. Anyways, I love you, Bill and Melinda. There is one particular app in the iPad that I would highly suggest, and that app is called Notability. Notability will cost you about $9.99 to $19.99, and it is totally worth it. This app will allow you to eliminate all notebooks, and the cool thing is that the notes are backed up on the cloud or platforms like the Google Drive, so that you will always have access to your information if your iPad was to ever get stolen or crash. The notes can be exported so easily. So if you had a client who wanted the notes from that meeting from that day, it's super easy to convert and send it off to the client. One pro tip, be sure to buy the iPad LTE, which is the model with the internet/telephone service capability. Note, you will have to pay a little bit more for the phone line, but it's totally worth it. Get the unlimited internet, and when you go out with your buyer on showings, you can actually use the iPad to show the client information about the property, and it really just makes for an overall better presentation, pulling out the old rustic notepad. The next 2 pieces of technology that I feel are very important to your business are cellular phones. I have 2 phones, and I know there's some people out there who have phones that have the capability to allow 2 SIM cards. For me personally, I don't like having all of my information on one phone. And I know there's some other people out there who actually have a Google phone number that routes to the same phone. I don't like that option either. The reason why I don't like it is because I like to think that my personal life and my business life are 2 separate lives. So I do my best to keep everything organized this way. If my business phone rings, then I know that it's more than likely something to do with business. I use my business phone to sign up for new apps, programs, software. So if I get any annoying spam calls, they'll all come in on my actual business phone and not on my personal phone, which is what I use for family and friends. So having 2 phones, in my opinion, is very essential. I can break it down even further from a mental perspective, but I'll leave that to you, the viewer, to decide. So I enjoy my Apple phone, so the type of phone, right? And all of the Apple products are compatible with it. They are great for social media and on-the-go content creation. Whereas for my business, I use an Android. I use the Android because it is really good with documents such as PDFs. So when I'm on the road, I don't have my iPad or my computer, I can just pull out my Android phone, jump into the Northwest MLS database, pull up a document, put the initial, drag it to where it needs to be on the signing block, and then send it to my client. Boom, and I'm done. The Apple is a little bit behind when it comes to that technology, in my opinion. Android is so great with documents. So I have two phones that I really like, and I use them both for different things. So the next thing is buy a laptop. This is a no-brainer. Yes, I prefer Apple. Yes. Functionality is awesome and all the devices sync smoothly, making for an awesome business experience. For the longest time though, I have been an HP fan, and those are really good computers. Apple can be a little expensive when you're starting out, so try to buy a computer that has a good processing speed but won't break the bank. The last technology that I would suggest is a website. This is probably the most basic and least expensive thing you can do starting out in real estate. There are a number of different platforms out there. Find one and execute. Execute and execute. Websites allow you to showcase your homes and yourself. Even if your website is not super engaging or it's not pulling in leads and it's not a landing page, having some kind of online presence is essential. As you get more involved in real estate and you become more and more successful, or if you have a reasonable amount of cash to invest in your marketing when you start, begin planning landing pages and other capture websites, softwares, and programs. Overall, I believe that all of these technologies are very important when you're starting out. If you're looking to see what kind of investment you should be making, I would say all of these items prioritize on the highest on the importance list, at least to consider. There's one slogan that I go by, and this is something I recently developed in the last couple years. Never be cheap with technology. Do your best to buy the best and stay up to date with it. The last thing that we want to do is become irrelevant in technology and in our community among the people that we are serving in business. One way to overcome and make sure that we do not become irrelevant is by investing in technology and staying up to date. So until the next video, I hope that you guys find this one very helpful. If you have any questions or have any video requests, please let me know, and I can dive deeper into these topics or any of the other topics that I've discussed or haven't discussed. I'm trying to keep these videos short and sweet. If you want something elaborated on, please let me know. If there's a certain new technology out there, I would love to hear about it and I'd love to do research on it. This is what I do. This is another area of expertise to be better at real estate. So with that being said, this is David McDonald checking out from the DMD Creator Studio. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.